Hey, Jason, it's Matt Hill with Night Energy Services.
Excellent mic levels there. Mr. Matthew Hill, he's with Night Energy Services. And we're going to talk a little bit about some outside of the energy industry events that are going on where we bring in sponsors, we bring in industry folk to help some nonprofits, some schools, some community events, if you will. And it's kind of one of the things we've done in the Crude Life for a long time. Every week we try to make sure that we get the word out there about some event going on or some sort of sponsorship opportunity, because the new normal in oil and gas is energy image, industrial image. And one of the ways that any company out there listening right now can better your image and probably even put it in your ESG report, which a lot of people are doing right now, is to sponsor some sort of energy event that's happening and is trying to better a community. And Mr. Matthew Hill is one of the busiest guys in the industry. He was trying to get me involved at some tailgating session to come down to Oklahoma and be part of the Oklahoma Sooners games, and I would have loved to, but are you guys even playing football down there?
We sure are.
Oh, Jason, good for you.
Hey, thanks again. Yeah, I always enjoy talking to you, and your audience, of course, is my audience. Anybody in our oil and gas industry and everything that does to support energy.
Well, I just get a kick out of the energy industry because I felt, I don't come from the energy industry. I come from ag. And the energy industry came about in my life in 2010. And I fell in love with the energy industry because it is opportunity personified. It is community building. And they do, listen, every industry's got its pros and its cons. And I've been in a lot of different industries in terms of media, so I've covered a lot. And I've never seen an industry that has such a net positive gain on everything: economic development, environment, stimulus, all kinds of different things than the energy industry. And I'm being totally sincere when I say that. And I know a lot of people are thinking that, a lot of people think I'm some lobbyist, but I'm not. I can go toe to toe with anybody on that. And talk to me about your energy company that you are working with, Night Energy, and then we'll get into some of the nonprofit stuff. So go ahead and give yourself your company a plug, what you guys are doing these days.
Hey, thank you so much. Night Energy Services is rental equipment and services solutions for drilling, completion, production, fishing, workovers, re-entry, recompletes. We have, of course, drilling tools like drill pipe, BOPs, jars, reamers. We, for the completion side, we've got BOP and tubing. Our tubular running services, we've got little trippers, the lay-down machines. We've got the power tongs and torque turn. Our fishing division is just one of the best in the business. We have now we realize that the state of the industry. Lots of times there's independent fishermen out there and they need a set of tools. We've put together tool packages so independent fishermen can just rent our tools alone. They don't need our fishing guys. We have manufacturing, we have inspection, hard banding. We can recut and reface pipe. There's really just not very much of this industry we can't help or touch. So we've been really blessed to stay fairly busy throughout the downturn, and anybody out there that needs a solution right now and wants to talk, just give me a shout. Matt.hill@ke.services. How about that?
Not bad, man. That's quite a plug you got there. Good job. And you're out of Edmond, Oklahoma, but you service obviously more than just the Oklahoma basins. Yes. How far do you go? Because that's one of the things I've noticed. These shale plays are all interconnected. I'm going to be in Texas next week. I was in Colorado last month. I'm basically located in the Bakken. So, I mean,
you're going to come see me next week.
Exactly.
Monday, I hope. Go down and see people in Houston and Midland. You're going everywhere.
I am. You get in Texas, you can drive for 4 days and not even leave the state. So
yeah, that's so true. My wife and I just went to visit some Oilfield family and her cousins in Carlsbad, New Mexico, and we made it most of the way through Texas to get there.
Talk to me about the event you have coming up here, some of the sponsorships that, I assume you're looking for sponsorships, and especially this year. I mean, everybody's in the past was always looking for sponsors, but this year they're really looking for sponsors because not only are a lot of businesses hurting, but a lot of people are making cutbacks and a lot of different things are being shifted. So, first of all, the event. Second question, are you looking for sponsors? Third, I assume you are, so how can people sponsor?
Sure. Like you, I'm very passionate about this industry. I'm involved with a lot of groups. So I want to plug, make sure everybody goes to all the oilfield organizations' web pages like AADE. They've got a clay shoot coming up. SPE's got clay shoots coming up. There's just so many events. AAD, SP, Oilfield Helping Hands. We're just very blessed with a lot of organizations that really put a lot into our industry and the sponsors that back them. For myself and a bunch of other sponsors and friends, I've got a huge list. If everyone wouldn't mind going to oilfieldtailgate.com, and there you can see normally every home game in Norman, we have a tailgate party for oilfield people and their families. Live music, beverages, food, everything served to everybody that shows up. It's free to come and enjoy yourself. The sponsors pay for everything, and you'll see all the sponsors on the webpage. This year, just due to the downturn and really just, the COVID outbreak, we are just going to have one party, and it's going to be at Bedlam. So it's going to be OSU versus OU in Norman. And that way the whole state, whichever team you root for, we can all get together and celebrate each other and our industry and the teams that we support. And the sponsors, can take care of you that day. And hopefully, enjoy yourself with your, family. Kids are more than welcome. So all you have to do is go to the webpage, oilfieldtailgate.com. And there, right at the top of the page, it'll say if you want to sponsor, click that link, and it'll give you the where to pay. It's only $250 this year for the one party, so super simple to be able to, to participate. And give me a shout. That way you can send me your logo, and I can put it on all of our social media. If you're a sponsor, I'm going to put it on the webpage. I'm going to put it on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter, and any place else you want me to put it. So hopefully I'll make sure you get your bang for your buck. You can put your banners up there, hand out swag, get your name printed on little footballs or sunglasses or koozies, whatever you can think of. Just, make sure you come, support the industry, support each other, and enjoy yourself.
And when is the game?
Oh, it's November 21st, so it's coming up soon. So, yeah, make sure you get to the webpage, oilfieldtailgate.com, and become a sponsor. Also on that webpage, I forgot to mention, that's where you sign up, you RSVP to come to the party. I just want a good list of everybody that's coming, so make sure you go to oilfieldtailgate.com to register, to even just come to the party. And I try each month to send out a little newsletter from the same webpage, just to say, hey, here's everything that's coming up in the oil field in Oklahoma this month as far as meetings and events. So, it's beneficial just to sign up to say you might come.
Sure. Yeah, and there's quite a list of sponsors. I mean, I was scrolling for probably half the time while you were talking, and it was all sponsors. So, I mean, it looks like there's going to be quite a good amount of support for this event. And, much like I was just doing the Bakken barbecue this last year.
Great event. Yeah, I saw your pictures.
And it was packed. It was packed. And it's interesting because in North Dakota, Fargo is kind of like Austin and Boulder, where everybody's wearing masks. It's very serious and this and that. Once you get to about Bismarck, halfway through the state, and then you start getting to the oil patch, it's fake news, COVID, man. You get to western North Dakota, there ain't anybody. Wyoming, I didn't see one mask, I'm
not going to judge. If anybody wants to show up wearing a mask, that's fine. everybody, keep yourself safe however you like. I just want to make sure that there is a space and a place and a time for us all to, gather and have a good time and get to support each other. So
and that's how I've noticed.
Tailgate.com.
I'm sorry. I was going to say, that's how I've noticed a lot of people in the energy industry is, they just respect everybody's choices, what they want to do, and just, kind of that mind your own business type thing. And I was going to ask you about the culture down there, but by the time November comes around, there could be a vaccine, or they could have a mask ordinance. Who knows? I mean,
we might even have an election.
Yeah, exactly. They even have an election. So, I mean, you might even have an election. You're right. That's so funny how people joke about that. It's
interesting these days, but.
Well, it is. I mean, it just shows you how much, I prefaced by saying, industry image is the new normal. And, we just had in North Dakota, our state regulator basically say that oil prices don't matter. It's who wins in November. And that was unheard of for an elected official, or a regulator to say something like that. But that's kind of the new normal now, is it all bleeds together and everything.
I don't have a crystal ball or ever, think I will, but really, in my very humble opinion, I think it's always been and always will be supply and demand. We are really good at doing our jobs. We can go out and drill a lot of wells really quickly and have amazing production. I think a lot of our prices will in the future depend on if America kind of wakes up to the energy needs of the world, and we decide that to be the real leaders, we need to build safe infrastructure like pipelines and our own a lot more ways to produce, the fuels that we create. On the coast, we need to, create LNG plants. We need to be able to, create more refineries. I think, again, there's just way too much restriction on the energy industry with, way too much government involvement, to be really chugging along like we should be. No one should be without energy in the world, and we could lead the world by providing clean, reliable, abundant energy from here. That's, we're not going to have, the same wars as they do overseas. I mean, there's just, it's a really great place to invest your money to create energy is right here in the USA.
Oh, without a doubt. And I do think right now, actually, not only is a lot of the government getting in the way of extracting some of the oil from, from the earth, but it's also getting in the way of a lot of the environmental parts to the energy industry. When you take a look at the last 150 years, industry has progressively becoming more green and more clean on its own because they want to be that. And the people that work in the industry go to church and go to school with other people outside of the industry, so they hear it. And they want the communities to be okay. And all this technology has been getting better and better since the days of Abraham Lincoln, long before the Sierra Club came along. And I'm not trying to be political, I'm being serious. That has been the progress. So when I see a lot of this pseudoscience where they're using emotion over fact in order to direct policy, that's what I'm referring to, where I think the government is really doing a disservice to the industry and the environment.
Everyone in this industry knows that if you're environmentally efficient, you're also financially efficient. So the more environmentally efficient you are, which means you're not wasting, you're also not wasting money. And we all like to save money in this industry and do it faster and cheaper and better and improve it. That's one thing I'm always proud of about our industry. I think our industry is the most capable and pushes ourselves harder than any other industry to become better. So always environmental efficiency equals financial efficiency. And we know that, and we push for that.
Let's recap real quickly. The event that we're talking about here is your November 21st. Oklahoma. By the way, two of my favorite memories come from Oklahoma. I used to play AAU baseball. I was on the North Dakota All-Star team.
Wow.
Yeah, I actually had two pro tryouts with the Cincinnati Reds and the Atlanta Braves, and they both said, "You're too slow." So I took that as, okay, I'm too slow. And I had to shave like a second off my 40 time to be considered. And do you know how hard it is to shave a full second off of your 40 time? That's like next to impossible for a guy like me.
I'm a really fast fat kid. I can run a mean 40.
Right. So anyway, when I was in Norman, I walked into what's the name of the Oklahoma Sooners stadium?
Oh man, you caught me off
Okay.
guard.
Well, anyway, but you know where I'm talking about, where the Sooners play, and they're in Norman, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I walked in because that's where the baseball tournament was, the AAU tournament. And we walked in, and that was amazing. I stood there on the 50-yard line and just looked at all the seats. And what do they hold, 75, 80,000 people, something like that? Maybe even 100,000?
Yeah, more now. We've added to the stadium.
And back then, Fargo was about 100,000 people, and I thought, wow, every person in Fargo could sit in this stadium. I thought, wow, that's incredible. And then we were going to shave a guy's head as a hazing technique, and he went crying to the coach, and he thought we were going to shave his balls. And so he went crying to the coach. So there's my second favorite memory from Oklahoma.
To be young and in sports with the guys.
Oh, yeah. We weren't going to do that, but we thought, God, that was a better idea. We were just going to shave his head. So anyway, well, let's talk real quick about the tailgating event you have. Of course, you're looking for sponsors. $250. That's, I've seen guys spend that at dinner for two. So that's an easy sponsorship that a lot of companies can.
Sure, and that's the main thing I want. Like, you sponsor this event, you start calling all of your customers or your potential customers saying, "Hey, I'm having a party for you down in Norman, and let's get together and hang out."